Welcome to a special episode of the G5 Hive. We have a very special guest joining us today. He is a two sports star from Blanche Ely High in Pompano Beach, Florida, where he earned first team All Broward County as a senior and earned the Otis Gray Award for top performance at the 2019 BCAA All-Star Football Classic. He attended South Dakota, where in 2022 he was named to the Missouri Valley Football Conference all-newcomer team, and he was the team's second leading rusher with 597 yards, while averaging a team best 5.6 yards per carry. In 2024, at Florida International, he was a preseason All-Conference USA selection by Athlon and Phil Steele. He is now wearing number 2. He stands 6 foot even, weighs 207 pounds. He is the starting running back for the Missouri State Bears. Please welcome to the show, Shomari, Agent Lawrence.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's been a blessing through all the journey of football. This is just a blessing to have you guys have me on here to talk about my journey in the upcoming season.
Well, yeah, we love to highlight the G5 and we love to highlight its players. You talked about the journey, but that journey had to start somewhere. Who introduced you to the game of football?
I'll say because, as a matter of fact, I was not born in the U.S. I was born in Jamaica, so I didn't get here till I was like 12 years old. So my mom, I have a stepbrother, and I just went to one of his little league games one day, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta play that. Like, that looked fun. So I kind of the next year I never played, but the year after, I think it was my 8th grade year. That's when I started. It just felt like home. I also ran track. I could have went to college for track, but I just I didn't take it that serious. You know what I'm saying? It was just good to have on my resume at the time. So, yeah, I would say it was my stepbrother that introduced me, I guess.
What sports did you play, or what did you do in Jamaica?
I played soccer and ran track. It wasn't really like sports clubs down there, so it was just like team days at the school or whatever.
That's interesting about your trip. Well, I know you talked about hey, I gotta play this. Like, what was your first thought when you saw football? What is this?
I kind of had an idea because my uncle, when he came down to visit from America when I was in Jamaica, he brought me a football, and I just always had that football since then. So I just felt like it was just naturally brought to me, I guess. So it just felt home.
When I introduced you, I called you Shomari Agent Lawrence. Can you tell us a little bit about your nickname, Agent?
I know it's pretty common, but it's just I roll with it. I just remember my homie Jojo. He plays for Louisville now. He when we first got to FIU and I had the 0, I was just like, I need to change my Instagram name, but I don't know what to change it to. So he was like, Agent. And I was just like, that kind of got a little twist to it. I'm a rock with that. And then mostly everybody started calling me Agent. Like, everybody that plays football or be around me, that's their go-to to call me.
Well, shout out to JoJo. Out of high school, you went to South Dakota. You enrolled there in July, and then you were there for roughly 4 months or so into the pandemic. What was football like during that time for you?
It was wicked. I'm not even gonna lie. It was like a point where I was like the only running back in practice. It was 7 of us at the beginning. Ended up just being me. Everybody either went out for COVID or been around that person, so they had to go in containment or whatever. So it was good. In some ways, I got to develop more than I thought I would. So that was it was good or bad to it. Pros and cons.
So can you tell us a little bit about your journey from South Dakota to FIU and now Missouri State?
Uh, it was a rough journey. Ended up going to FIU. I flipped from Stony Brook to FIU. I just felt like I wanted to be like on a bigger pedestal, and FIU at the time was my best, so I had to do. And I went there and did my thing or whatever, and a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes where I just don't want to talk about. So I just ended up deciding to just part ways and ended up here. It kind of feel like faith because I sat out a season because of an injury that happened on at Missouri State. So and then coming rewinding fast forwarding to now, and now I'm playing for Missouri State. It just felt like it was always meant to happen.
It's you visit kind of the Midwest. I call South Dakota a little bit of the Midwest, and then you go back to Florida, and then you come back to the Midwest. It's something about that Midwest nice
Yeah.
around. So, what was that jump like from SCS at South Dakota to the FBS in FIU?
Uh, it felt fine. It was good. I love the experience. Like FBS football is where you want to be. FCS is good, but FBS is where you want to be. You get bigger spotlight. You get to show what you can do. Everybody get to see what's going on with you, and you know what I mean. So FBS, it was. I know I can. I know I belong here. So it was. I was ready for it.
Well, is there a running back that you model your game after?
I'll say Marshawn Lynch. That's my favorite running back right now. Yeah. And then I'll say for like the new gen, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's pretty shifty, yeah.
So, are you eating Skittles on the sideline?
Oh yeah, for sure. All the time.
What do you feel like your main strength is as a running back?
Uh Everything, man. I got the speed, the power. I'm I'm telling you, you can ask anybody at Missouri State, FIU, South Dakota. I'm 4.48 more. I'm coming. I'm fast, bro. I ran track, so it just was in my ability to do, and then my strength is it just came natural to me.
Agent Zero, the total package. We could even call him Mr. Perfect. The people in the wrestling, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. That is Shomari Lawrence. What is the area of your game that you feel like you want to work on most this offseason?
Uh, Definitely being better at the second level. At the got to be able to make a miss. That's how you make your money. So I feel like that's my biggest concern right now is just making that guy miss at the second level, reward my old linemen. So
If you could pick any two running backs to train with, learn from, watch film, who would you pick and why?
Gibbs, because he got this like shiftiness. He get quick feet. I want that. And I'll say what's his name? Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
He's a total package.
He is.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
What are your personal and team goals here for 2025?
All-American, first team, everything. I feel like this is the time and this is the place to do it. It's a breakout season in the making. It has to be done in order for me to make it to the next level, and that's what my dream is. So I'm doing whatever it takes to make it there.
In today's college football world, NIL and the transfer portal are a huge part of it, as you know. How do you feel about those changes, and how have you seen it made an impact in college football, whether it's positive or negative?
Uh, I mean, now it's kind of different with like the roster being like lower. So like players, I just like don't take the money the spot for granted because you can always it's not everywhere you can there's not a spot everywhere. So it's the grass ain't always greener. You can make the money, but like I would rather be playing than making money than sitting on the sideline and making money. So and that's just how I feel about it. So
Having gone through the recruiting process a few times, high school to the portal, what were you able to learn from your previous experience that helped you with coming to Missouri State?
uh just patience. A lot goes on in the portal, and a lot of guys like always enter the portal, even if it's for a reason or not. The portal is always deep, so you just gotta learn how to be patient. Don't rush to and think, and just allow everything to play out. And that's how I basically saw it. Because while I was in the portal, a bunch of schools reached out, and some with dates didn't work out and whatnot, and you just gotta be patient. You'll find your home.
You mentioned a lot of teams that reached out and the patience, and coming from FIU, you're very familiar with CUSA, but what is it that drew you to Missouri State in particular?
Uh, I'll say the coaching staff, the coaching staff was great. I don't mind the area is quiet. It's a nice environment to stay in for the time being. But as I went on, I started building a relationship with the players here at Missouri State. It just felt like it was where I needed to be.
All right, if there's someone in the Missouri State who isn't currently a household name that fans, should know, who is it here this fall?
Uh, Jacob Clark, or well, I mean, and I'll say Jamarion Robinson, J Rob. Yeah.
If someone has not seen you play, what's one game you would recommend for someone to watch? It can be high school, South Dakota, FIU, whatever.
Uh, you can watch La Tech for FIU. You can watch Southern Illinois for South Dakota. You can watch K State for South Dakota, KU for South Dakota, um, Youngstown. Pretty much anything at South Dakota for sure. Anything from 2023 and in at FIU. So
What's one game that you would like to replay and why?
UConn, North Texas, because I left a lot of yards on the field.
What's like an opposing defensive player that was the toughest for you to go against?
Like teammates or any.
Yeah, they could be a teammate, they could be an opposing school
Against Trey. He just went to Baylor, my former teammate.
Is there any particular routine that you have on game days, or a song, artist that you got to listen to before games?
I don't have a for sure song that I listen to. I just I let the mood pick my music. To be honest, I just go in the playlist, and I go into a certain playlist and just play shuffle music from there.
What hobbies do you have outside of football?
The game. I play the game, Call of Duty, 2K, NCAA. I also just listen to. I don't really do much, to be honest. Like
just play ball.
Yeah. I'm locked in, focused.
All right. So you talked about gaming, PS5, Xbox, PC. What are you?
P5.
P5. Did you get? And you talked about EA, the college football game. Did they do you justice in it?
No, they had me way too slow. Um, at least 84, 83, like a
Okay.
79. I mean, I guess it was okay. I'm not really tripping about it.
What's your favorite offensive play call in that game?
Uh, we're in I formation. It's a with a fullback, running back. Got the stretch play.
Okay.
Tight bunch. We're in bunch. So it's no outside. It's no receivers out there. I'm just taking the ground and pound.
What's your favorite meal?
Favorite meal, oxtail.
Oxtail. Is that there at Missouri State?
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Is there something at Missouri State that's your favorite place to eat?
Uh, Canes. Yeah,
Canes, can we get this guy an NIL deal? Can he come on?
come
Let's
on, Canes. I
come on, Canes.
pretty much go to Canes every day.
What's your go-to
The box combo or the
box
Caniac.
combo? I mean, it's selling itself. Cane's not a
Yeah.
sponsor, but hit up Shomari. Any special talents that you want to share with our audience, or perhaps a little known special talent that a teammate has?
uh, oh, going back to JoJo, he he can change. He can do any actor. Like he can sound like anybody. You tell him anybody, he can translate the voice. My favorite one he does is Pop Smoke. It's hilarious, bro.
JoJo, 2 shout outs, your boy Agent, hyping you up. If you could sit down and have a conversation with any 3 people of your choosing, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
Chadwick Boseman, Michael Jackson, and Tupac. I just feel like they're all inspirational in their own way, and I would just like to hear their insight on like life, and that's really it.
If you had to tell an aspiring high school player what the hardest part of playing college football is, what would it be?
Patience, patience. Don't rush it. Don't try to feel like you can outdo this guy. Your time will come. Because remember, the turtle won the race.
Turtle. That's right. Now, let's get you out on a fun one. Coach Baird comes in, says, no need for pads today, boys. Grab your running shoes. We're doing laps. What position group does your mind immediately go to?
D-line.
D-line. Okay. Usually DBs is the answer there. What about the D-line there?
Oh no, they're just reckless, man. They're funny though.
All right, I got a off the top one. Just heard it. If you had to pick any letter to win in a fight in the alphabet, which letter would you pick and why?
Any letter to win in a fight? S.
Yeah.
Because it's the start of my name.
Okay. Why? Just because the start of your name, that's going to win it?
Yeah.
It can come from up high. It can give you a jab up high. It can come from underneath. I like it.
Got the shield in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, Shomari, thank you for sharing your time with us today, and thank you for allowing our listeners to get to know you a little bit more.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure being on here. And remember, guys, stay tuned for Missouri State Bears. Coming. We're gonna
coming. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you all for your support. Until the next time, we are the G55.